it's kind of people talking past each other. I'm a maximalist in terms of I don't think there's any other candidate for um, the hardest asset and the global currency or reserve currency, or at least helping countries and helping the inclusion finance grow. And the great rebrand of crypto into Web3, is making it even more so. And I think the maximalists have, as someone that believes in Bitcoin, I also believe in the ecosystem. And if I was to, we haven't really gone into kind of like what I do as at XBTO's Humla Ventures. We are investing in what we call financial markets ecosystem transformation. That is kind of the phrase that we're looking at, and we're looking for all these companies to transform things. That means we have to believe in, we have to have a thesis for where Bitcoin is going, and then we have to have a thesis for all the companies that have to exist because Bitcoin is going there. And then there's all these new applications that are being decentralized and have decentralized applications. So this kind of like crypto Web3 alt, which many maximalists may have a problem with because they call it scam, or they call or that there's some issues with it. I'd say the problem is that there is a tremendous number of scams. That's the biggest problem, which is that it is so easy to get in there and just like, create a new meme coin or rug pull someone, there's just a whole lot of unknowns there. However, my belief is that there's kind of three layers to the universe. One is the Bitcoin layer, which is basically the gold standard, pun totally intended, but it's kind of like the gold standard. And what I said on like Peter's show is that Bitcoin is designed to be inevitable, and it's designed to move glacially slow. So it's just not moving fast enough for the Silicon Valley investor types and all this innovation, people popping into people's head. The second layer is Web3 crypto alt world, which are layer ones. They're alternatives to Ethereum and Solana and Polkadot or Osmosis, or all these ones that are basically building application layers. I like Saylor's view of that. And then there's the third layer, which is like the meme crazy shitcoin universe, for lack of a better world. And that's kind of like the everyday humans' access to the future of Silicon Valley. Just you can think of any idea, probably get funding for it, get some support around it. What we tend to invest in is way up at the top, towards this kind of like the top layer and the ecosystem around that layer. We also dip into the second layer sometimes when we see applications which have long-term financial industry impact, and we'll pull up into that first layer. But I guess a lot of maxis will believe that eventually everything will end up on Bitcoin. I don't know if that's true or not true. I mean, who can say what the future is going to be? But Bitcoin is a monetary network. It's not just an asset, and it is the strongest there's ever been. So that is. And it, and I like, they say it's thermodynamically pure, and I'm a big believer in proof of work. And I think the proof of work narrative is where a lot of this divide happens, because there's a lot of FUD around what that means. And, the people brought in like energy questions, whereas proof of work is, probably good for the energy environment, not bad. And it's the opposite in the FUD. And then because there's the FUD, the Web 3.0 and the altcoins use that narrative to try and say they're better in some way.